Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Grimm Chronicles. This is episode 20 for 2022, I think it is. And this is the first one I am filming from my Airbnb. And I'm not gonna show too much of it just for, I don't mind, filming in it like this, but I don't think I'll do a tour. I'm just a little wary of, disclosing too much of a place that I've paid for, but it isn't really my place. It's a really good Airbnb, but today's one thing that happens with the teaching is I do get very tired because it's, even though I have a very small group, and I'm with the other group too. I mean, we interact somewhat, but you teach from 8 to 1 every day, Monday through Friday, except for a few German holidays, thank goodness. For example, Thursday is, what is it in English? In German, it's Christi Himmelfahrt, Ascension Day. Sorry for noise. It is also, you probably hear that. It's a plane. Interesting noises. I'm just going to leave it in because it's part of the ambiance. And I'm also a little bit self-conscious about, it's fairly private, and I can always put the shutters down, but I have the windows open and people are fairly close, and they don't pay me any attention. It's more me, my introversion or my self-consciousness coming through, but not enough to not do it, as you can see. So where was I? Yeah, teaching for tiredness. I at some point, today was an early day because they go off. They did something else today, and I didn't go with them because it involved a lot of walking. And even though I'm walking fine, I have to be careful about not overdoing it. I feel like, and it's so easy to fall into, I'm surrounded by energetic, skinny, to be frank, Germans on their bicycles. Heidelberg is such a bike city. Everyone, like, of all ages, they do everything, they do their work and they're commuting on a bike with packages, with everything, with backpacks, and it's like their cars, and they just have, they're just very brave. And I've always been a somewhat cautious bike. I did bike a little bit back in the day, but I'm like in awe of all these really active, energetic people, and it's just so easy to fall into, not exactly depression, not that bad, but the sense of not being one of those, and quickly condemning yourself as lazy or whatever. And even if it is true, I need to be more, that's just who I am and how I am. I'm someone who can't be that energetic, and considering that, I'm doing pretty well. So yay. So let's see, where was I? Teaching is going fine. It's just getting started, and I am a little bit wary of how tired I already feel, but I think part of it is just getting into a routine, and it is grueling, this pace of teaching every day for many hours, being with people and being on in that way, even though it's very casual and very laid back and fun too. And I was thinking how Tuesday's probably not even the best day for me to film anymore, but I'm still going to just keep it on Tuesdays because that's really what I'm used to. So something really interesting happened with the Jonathan Franzen, the Crossroads, and it is connected to the comment by Sonia. And I had just commented on how I couldn't figure the mother out, and then I got into this very long section of the book that's all about her past, and it was really interesting and really, really interesting. And I have all these questions about it. I think it's really well done. It's really well done depiction of, to keep it sort of vague, mental instability. And I do wonder, it's sort of explained how she came out of it, but you kind of get the sense there's still some of that within her, perhaps. So it's like, even though it's not anymore the case that I don't understand her, it's still a little bit unresolved in because we've gone back to not being in her space. And I don't think we've been in her space in the present very much at all. We get her husband's negative feelings towards her or about her in the present, and he's still a piece of work, for to put it mildly. He's just, I just cannot abide this person at all. But for reasons that I also won't get into because of not wanting to spoil it. But I do think it's quite well done. He's really constructed a pretty good novel here that even has sort of George Eliot-esque dimensions of moral culpability, or these difficult places that people put themselves in terms of their moral qualms or lack thereof. There's this German term, Zwickmühle, like you can't go that way and you can't go that way, you're caught. And he's done a good job, so hooray for Franzen. I still sort of do think it is, I mean, it's just, I still can't tell if the one character, the husband, is just so off-putting because he's meant to be off-putting, or because Franzen doesn't notice how off-putting he is. But we'll give him the benefit of the doubt, and it is a good listen. It is quite well read by this person, so I would recommend it. And yeah, so that's going well. And I really, really wanted to finish the Rougon, the Zola novel, which I really like and which continues to hold my attention in terms of the manipulations of this guy, Rougon, all his power that he has, and then his gang, all these people that he said that he was supposed to grant favors for, and how the sort of tides have turned against him. And then the woman figure, Chlorinde, she's just so fascinating as a character, and it really does kind of, it's an example of a 19th century novel that does foreground a strong woman, kind of annoying perhaps in a certain sense, but as powerful as the most powerful man in the story, which I think that's Zola. I think he's doing that on purpose. He wants to do that, and maybe he's showing us a dimension of French society that women of a certain type, just people, have a way of rising beyond or transcending the patriarchal setup in a way that perhaps is not the case in other, like, German society or even British society. I don't know how much I would bet on that, but I think there might be something to it. I mean, in fairy tales, we talk about how the only fairy tales that have fairies in them and that are powerful are the French fairies. The French fairies are a sort of female-gendered force for not always good, but they're a force and they have power. So yeah, so I still enjoy it. I wasn't able to finish it. I just have these bouts of tiredness, and I try and sit here and read, and I'm not always in the mind space where I'm able to do that. And so the one that's kind of languishing a little bit, it's the only one I have a copy of, is the Flights, which I hope to get to when Rougon is over. And then, I mean, the Franzen is one that I listen to. And I do hope to have time to go into a bookstore and look at German books and decide which ones I want to get. I just haven't really, I don't have a lot of time for that. It's really, I'm kind of bound to this teaching that I have to do. And so, yeah, I have to kind of take care of myself. And I think this is going to be another short one. These German ones are shorter. I did do the one little mini vlog. It was all I had the energy for, kind of just off the cuff snippets, putting them together. Not much of me in it speaking, and I think that's fine. And yeah, everything's going well. Hope everything's going well with you, and I will talk to you next week, if not before. Bye-bye.